Well, howdy there. Welcome to the Mario Matter, your favorite Nintendo podcast of all time. And if we're not your favorite Nintendo podcast of all time, then, maybe give us a chance. I'm so sorry. Watch this podcast. You will enjoy it. Satisfaction guaranteed. If not, you get a refund. All right? Anyways, guys, a Legend of Zelda movie, live action movie, has been announced. We gotta talk about it. I think that it might be a mistake. Who knows? I'll offer you some perspectives on it. It's a whole shebang, all right? Also in the news, Nintendo Switch sales numbers have updated. So now we know how many Switches have sold. We know how many copies of so many games have sold. All the updated sales numbers, Pikmin 4 sales, Mario Wonder sales, Tears of the Kingdom sales. We dive into all of that. We have general Nintendo news as well. And at the end of all of that, we answer your questions that you have asked me. Might it be a good time to remind you that if you're, watching on YouTube or you're listening on Spotify, we're everywhere. We're on every single platform known to man, except for, Instagram, Twitter, any podcasting platform. I'm on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on YouTube. Listen anywhere or watch anywhere. On YouTube, this is no audio podcast. We have video, if you are not aware. Video podcast, and I show you things sometimes. So, be on the lookout, okay? With that said, let's not delay what you want to hear about. All the juicy Nintendo news and Nintendo discussion. Feel free to skip. There are timestamps in the description and also on the video for YouTube and Spotify. With that said, I'll see you in the Nintendo news headlines segment right now. Alrighty guys, little heads up here, okay? I am going on a trip from November 8th to November 12th, okay? That is during the weekday, and I post my podcast on the 11th of November. You're seeing this on the 11th of November if you're watching when it's posted, okay? However, I'm going to miss out on some news, so I thought about, because I won't be home on that Saturday when I post the podcast, to skip this week's episode. But I was like, you know what? Let's just do what we can. Let's do what we can. So, with that all being said, I only have news to discuss up until Tuesday, November 7th. However, I think that's actually all we need, because Nintendo has dropped bombs on us, okay? They've done it all. Sales updates, Zelda movie. I think we have all the juice. I highly doubt they're announcing much more of, solid magnitude in the rest of the week. Like, Zelda movie does it, okay? As long as I caught that in the news, then we're good, okay? So we have full segments dedicated to those. However, we have this Nintendo News Headlines segment, where what this is we go through general Nintendo news over the past, week or so. This podcast gets posted Saturday. I normally record Friday, so I typically have all the news up until Friday. However, this is different. Once again, I'm recording on Tuesday. So up until this Tuesday, I've got all the news for you. All right, so our first piece of news begins on the 4th of November, which was actually last Saturday, but I did not throw this piece of news into the last podcast because it was not out yet. I just missed it last podcast, but we do have a bit of news here. From November 4th, we have Kevin Afghani, the voice actor for Mario, Luigi, and now Wario, confirming that he is voicing Wario in WarioWare Move It. So, of course, if you do not know, WarioWare Move It, the brand new WarioWare game released last Friday, the 3rd of November, 2023, and we know that Kevin Afghani is the brand new voice actor for Mario and Luigi, and the previous voice actor, Charles Martinet, was voice acting Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi, and a few others, Baby Mario, all that kind of stuff. But Wario was the old voice actor, Charles Martinet. Now that he's gone, will Kevin Afghani voice Wario? Yes, he is. Kevin Afghani has confirmed he is the one who voices Wario in WarioWare Move It. He left a tweet for us on Twitter, and he doesn't say, "Yes, guys, I am Wario," but he does say, "Twitter stinks. I'm leaving. I'm going back to playing the game I'm in, WarioWare Move It," which should be great confirmation. Playing the game I'm in, that should be confirmation for it. All right, so we can see he has some personality. He's doing his little WarioWare impression, or Wario impression, sorry. Twitter stinks. And then he obviously writes, I'm not actually leaving Twitter. So, of course he isn't. But bam, we have confirmation. Kevin Afghani is doing Wario. And I own the game. Where is the game? I put it somewhere. Here it is. I own WarioWare Move It. See, this is the benefit of watching the video version of the podcast. You can see these things. I own WarioWare. So what do I think of his new Wario voice? I think he nailed it. Okay, now I will say, I do prefer Charles Martinet to voice Wario. However, he is not doing that anymore. I don't know that you could have gotten a better voice actor to do Wario's voice. Kevin Afghani absolutely nailed it. Now, you can tell that there's a difference. Let me put this game back. You can tell that there's a difference. A big difference, because Charles Martinet's Wario voice was just so distinct. Is that the word? Distinct? You could really tell that it was him. And now, Kevin's like, you know, his Wario voice, it's different, and it's more so different than like, okay, if you take Charles's Mario voice and Kevin's Mario voice, they're pretty dang similar. These Wario voices are actually pretty different. However, his is different in a good way. Like, I wouldn't call it as better than Charles's Mario voice, but, oh, sorry, Wario voice, but I wouldn't say it's worse either. Like both are just nice. Like, this is a fresh new Wario voice, and I like it, you know? I don't mind it at all. It's perfect. So, yeah, I like his Wario voice. Very, very cool. He is in the game. We obviously saw his name in the credits of the game, but it was not confirmed that he was Wario. It was just like 99% sure. So, you know, with that, we know that he is Wario. Now, on November 5th, kind of a ghost town of news on the 5th of November, we got a couple things. However, we're talking about those later on. So, let's go. Nintendo announces pop-up store in Hong Kong. So, I'm going to fly by this one, because I don't know how many of my viewers are in Hong Kong. If you are, comment down below. If you're on a platform that can leave comments, comment down below say I'm from Hong Kong. That'll get the message across. Anyways, they're holding a little pop-up store in Hong Kong from December 15th to January 28th at the K11 Art Mall. So, it'll be there. From what I can assume, you can buy Nintendo merchandise there. I figured, you know, if anyone here is going to Hong Kong or you know, lives there or whatever the case, this is there, and that's cool. And I wanted to bring it up anyway, because, like, our friends in the US and UK probably won't care about this. I wanted to bring it up because they keep doing these pop-up stores. Like, they just did one in Singapore, I think. I mean, hopefully, like, one of these kinds of things can come to the US and the UK and Australia and like everywhere else. It seems like they're a big fan of these pop-up stores. Now obviously, Japan has a store for Nintendo, so does New York. So those are probably like, they don't care much to do a pop-up store there. But like the UK, you know, imagine a pop-up store in like London. Like, that'll be cool, you know? So maybe they're going to be more open to that. They're doing pop-ups everywhere. But yeah, that is there from December 15th to January 28th. Are you going? I don't know. I'm not going, but fair play. All right, now, I mean, guys, this is our second to last piece of news. All right, okay, like, this is a shorter news week because I can't cover it all. But I will give you websites and sources to follow on Twitter and to get your news that way, instead of, because I know that people, you know, rely on this podcast for their news, and I'm so grateful that you guys do that. I'm so glad that I can be the guy to give you news. However, you know, it's either covered part of the news or missed the entire episode. You know, that's just how planning trips goes. You got to do it over the weekend. So I'm here. I'm giving you what I can, but I will leave links down below. And if you follow me on Twitter, I'll try and like retweet a bunch of stuff so that you can, if you follow me on my page, you'll see any kind of news that I would talk about on here will be in my retweet stuff. So follow me on Twitter as well at the MSwizzle, because MSwizzle was taken. At the MSwizzle. Now, on the 6th of November, this is the biggest news that we have aside from our two bigger segments later on. Guys, Nintendo has revealed a Super Smash Bros. Nintendo Switch OLED bundle, okay? I have thoughts on this, okay? I have serious thoughts. Okay, so let's run through the details. So, the night before, we actually saw this get hinted at. So, the day before, which was the 5th of November, we saw this leaked image on Twitter and all these news sites of a poster that promotes this bundle. So, Nintendo pretty much sent out a poster to a certain store, and the store hung it up a bit too early. Somebody, took a picture of it and shared it online. And then basically the bundle was leaked. And so I'm assuming that, Nintendo saw that and went, all right, shoot, we better announce it. So they did it the next morning. And that is a real thing. The Super Smash Bros. Nintendo Switch OLED bundle. Can we actually pull up their tweet? I have all the info right here, but like just to see, what they said about it. Wow, it's far down. Here it is. The Nintendo Switch OLED model system, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate bundle, arrives November 19th. So that is just in time for Black Friday, and includes the Switch OLED model, a digital version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and a 3-month Nintendo Switch Online individual membership. Now, that sounds cool, and that's what you would expect. A copy of Smash with the bundle, Switch Online, and it's a black dock OLED. Now, here's the cool thing. With the Joy-Cons, they are Smash Ball designed. So if you remember, they released a very, very similar bundle a few years ago, where they had a custom Smash Bros. Dock. They had special Smash Bros. Joy-Cons. It was a better Smash Bros. Bundle. Now, that special edition dock has been replaced with a plain dock in this bundle. However, these Smash Bros. Joy-Cons are still around, and it has the Smash Ball lines through them. I'll have it on screen, but if not, you can kind of picture what I'm talking about here. And that's the weird part. Like, the fact that they didn't include the cool dock is criminal, all right? You're charging us. It's an OLED, so it'll probably be like $350, $60 US. So you're charging us that kind of money for half of the previous Smash Bros. Bundle. So years ago, as I just said, Smash Bros. Bundle had special Joy-Cons and special dock. This one has special Joy-Cons, normal dock. Why not just carry it over? There's still room on the dock. Why not just carry it over? The old special dock had Smash Bros. Characters on it. It was like black and white characters, like, designed on the edges of the dock. Why not just bring it over? Now it's a plain dock. It's just like, these are phoned in bundles. Like, hey, we need something for Black Friday. We don't have much time though. All right, make these, draw 2 white lines on some Joy-Cons, throw in Smash, and call it a day. Like, that's what we're doing now. And I don't want to crap on them. I'm sure that there's some reason for no special dock. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It just doesn't. I don't know. I don't like it very much. I don't like how they are robbing you of not giving you the old dock. Maybe it was hard to make. I don't know. Give us something else then. Give us like a gray dock, or a white dock with a Smash Ball on it. I mean, like whatever you want to do, it all works. But yeah, if you do want that special dock that they are not giving you in that bundle, I checked the prices of it. If you search Smash Bros. Dock, they're like $50 on eBay, which of course is a bit, a bit somewhat pricey for a dock, but that's not bad at all. Actually, they're more like 60, 70, 80. I mean, the 80 is a push. 80 is a slight push. But if you can bag one for like 60, I mean, that's not a terrible deal. Yeah, like $65 right here. Free shipping. That's not a terrible deal. So yeah, if you want a special Smash dock, feel free to look into that. They are very, very cool. Guys, Super Mario Party. Have you bought this game in 2023? Maybe you have. Okay, I don't know your whole situation. Maybe you have. However, this game released in what I believe is 2019. They are making a bundle for it in November of 2023. Now, you might say to me, Max, You just talked about they're making a Smash bundle. That was also 2019 or 2018, whatever it was. Why you can't say that about, like, I get it. They're both old games. The difference is Smash Ultimate actually is still played to this day and still sells to this day. Super Mario Party is one Mario Party game old. Mario Party Superstars is the new Mario Party game. And yeah, it's mostly like remakes of older Mario Party stuff, but it's still like the newest Mario Party title, So I don't know why you're making a Super Mario Party plus Red and Blue Joy-Con bundle for Black Friday that releases on the 10th of November. But I mean, you do you. I mean, I guess, yeah, something. So yeah, this is the Black Friday bundle. Super Mario Party includes a red and blue Joy-Con. I don't know. Let's see if we can find the total price. They don't always, like to say the price of these things, right? Oh, $100. And you actually save $40 on the purchase because Super Mario Party is $60. And then Joy-Cons are, I believe, $80. So that'll be a total of $140 separately. However, they're selling this for $100. So, as I said, you save $40 when you buy them in a bundle. Very cool, but I just don't know, like, who's going to buy the bundle. I mean, they haven't really sold red and blue Joy-Cons of this color. Like, it's red and dark blue, not red and, neon blue. So, I mean, maybe that's going to, get somebody, but I'm not buying it. That is going to be there, though. Black Friday, all fun and games, right? It's all cool beans. And then our final piece of news until we get to the bigger stuff is we have Animal Crossing New Horizons November icons available now on Nintendo Switch Online. I'm going to get my Switch and I'll show you them while I tell you a story. So while I load them up, guys, can I talk to you? So I sat down the other day to play WarioWare Move It. This was last Friday, okay? And I was going to buy the brand new WarioWare Move It Switch Online icons, okay? I was going to do that. So I do it, and I didn't realize how many platinum points I actually spend on these icons. I went from 420 down to 190 because I bought all the WarioWare stuff and some like Mario Wonder stuff. So I was in the dang dumps with these platinum points. This is how they get me. So if you guys are Switch Online subscribers, all you got to do is go to your home menu on the Switch. There's a Switch Online button in the bottom left. And then go to the app. It'll take you there. Hit Missions and Rewards. And then you will see these Animal Crossing New Horizons icons. I have some of them from last year. They were available. I have some of the villager ones. But there are 4 brand new NPC icons that were previously not available. There are 4 NPCs. We have Isabelle in a winter outfit. We have Franklin, the Thanksgiving or Harvest Day NPC. We have Tortimer and Sahara for sure. Those are the 4 brand new NPCs that are available to collect as icons. So I'm going to go ahead and get Franklin. 10 platinum points right there. Boom, just got Franklin. Cool beans. So I'll have him as my profile picture soon. I hope they release Jingle next month. They definitely should. Jingle icon, I'm using that for the rest of my life. My gosh. All right. Anyways, switch away. If you want to buy any of the Animal Crossing icons, the characters themselves to buy are 10 platinum points, and then the backgrounds and frames for your icon are 5 platinum points each. Now, that is all of the news. However, here's what I know is going to happen, all right? So here's what we know, but has not happened as of recording. As you're seeing this has all happened, okay? On the 9th of November, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 6 has released. You know this by now because as you're seeing this podcast, it is after Saturday, the 11th of November. So you know this. You've probably played it already, so that's not total news to you. But if you didn't know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 6 Booster Course Pass DLC is out now. And then also on Thursday, is it Thursday night? It's either, I think it might be Thursday night, is when the Super Mario Bros. Wonder icons and the WarioWare Movement icons change. So on I'm gonna check. It's freaking Thursday, isn't it? Hold on, guys. Hold on. So okay, so it is yes. It's Thursday. Thursday night. That's gonna be quick math, guys. November 9th. So same day as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 6. That night you will have brand new WarioWare and Mario Wonder icons available on the Switch Online app. Bam boom bop. And did I mention that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 6 is going to be available Wednesday night? Because it's like it's like partially early, because like at that point it's on Wednesday night. It's Thursday in Japan, so like that's how it works. I don't know, but if you're in the US, Wednesday night, I believe at 8 or 9 p.m. it should be out. So there you go, boom, bam, bop. That is all of the news. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's get to our big pieces of news. It's not sad that we already finished all the news. Now it's happy because we get to the big pieces of news. All right. So first things first, let's dive into all of the updated Nintendo Switch numbers, which includes how many copies of Switches have sold as of now? How many, Zelda Tears of the Kingdoms have been sold? How many Mario Wonders have been sold? How many Pikmin 4s have been sold? How many Mario Karts have been sold? How many Animal Crossing? All the cool games, all right? Let's go ahead, let's dive into some numbers. Let's go. All right, guys, let's crunch some numbers. Crunch, like we're throwing them in a paper shredder, okay? Nintendo Switch sales updates have come in. On the 7th of November, we got updates on how many Switches have sold in this game, and that game, and that game. How many copies of things have sold, and we also know how many Switch Online members there are currently. And one more thing that we know, Shuntaro Furukawa, the president of Nintendo, has denied a few Switch 2 rumors. Extra spice there. Let's start with the updated sales numbers for so many things, all right? So, let's begin here. How many Nintendo Switches have sold as of September 30th, 2023? So, all of this data just came out now, but it's all as of September 30th, 2023. So that was when this data was pulled. Now it's released to us now. 132.46 million Nintendo Switches have been sold. Might I, just remind you, if you search best-selling game consoles of all time, it is not only the third best-selling console of all time, which it has been even like last year, but it's only 22 million copies behind the DS and 23 million behind the PS2, which is the best-selling console of all time. Guys, can it do it? Can it do it? Can it beat the PS2 and become the greatest selling console of all time? I will say, Nintendo's pushing for it. They're putting out so many Mario games, Paper Mario, Mario Wonder, all these games, and they're bundling things left and right. They're pushing for it, man. Maybe they will. I can't even say yes or no. I have no clue, like, how... I mean, I guess if you, like, aggressively bundle so many things like they are doing, you have a serious shot, okay? They have a shot. Otherwise, let's get into how many copies tons of games have sold. So, this is going from most copies sold to least copies sold. In this list is Pikmin. In this list is, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, all these cool things, all right? Let me just pull up one thing. I got to pull up the Mario Wonder numbers. They were deleted for some reason. Mario Wonder, there it is. All right, cool. So, let's begin. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the best-selling Switch game, has now sold 57.01 million copies. 57 million. So that would mean, if we do quick math, just under half Switch owners own a copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Very, very cool stat. There's always someone playing Mario Kart. Now, the second best-selling game, Animal Crossing New Horizons. I mean, this game got a little, like, do you know when you're on swings and, like, a parent pushes you? Like, this is what New Horizons got. the pandemic immensely helped New Horizons to sell 43.38 million copies. 43 million copies is like times 4 of what the last Animal Crossing game sold. That's not normal. And that's my favorite Switch game of all time. So I'm proud of it. Smash Bros. Ultimate has went on to sell 32.44 million copies. Very impressive still, being the third best-selling Switch game. We also have Zelda Breath of the Wild selling 31.15 million copies. I'm going to start to like speed it up a little bit here. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 26.02 million copies. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, 23.23, funny number, million copies. Super Mario Party, like we were talking about, has sold 19.66 million copies. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, one that a lot of people want to know about, is just shy of 20 million copies, selling 19.50 million copies. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe has sold 16.70 million copies. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury has sold 12.58 million copies. Honestly, I thought it would do more. That is a very, very fun game. Nintendo Switch Sports, a game that many don't like, but it seems like a lot of other people do. 10.77 million copies. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, one that you might just be here to hear about. Honestly, I thought it would do way more. 4.3 million units is how many it sold after 2 weeks. I mean, we have some stats. This is the biggest release for a Super Mario Bros. Title and is the fastest selling Mario Bros. Game that is in the like Super Mario series, you know? So, I mean, kudos to them. They're improving. My only thing is like, I thought Mario was like the biggest thing in gaming. Do you guys know, and I'm going to fact check this, but I think I'm 99% sure. Guys, Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sold 10 plus million copies in 3 days. Mario Wonder did 4.3 million in 2 weeks. I mean, same thing with like Pokemon. Pokemon did like 10 million in like a few days. Like, is Mario Wonder just not as big as I thought it was? I don't know. I thought it was like the biggest Switch game of all time. And, you know, it just doesn't turn out to be that. But anyways, and that is global numbers, by the way. That is global. So everywhere, 4.3 million in total. So I thought it'd be higher, but I mean, it's the fastest selling Mario game. So it's good for them and it's phenomenal numbers either way. And then we have Pikmin 4, one that a lot of people want to know about. I also thought it would do more. Do I just have like crazy expectations? Because I thought like all of these would do more numbers. Pikmin 4 did 2.61 million copies. It is already the best-selling Pikmin game, though. Already. From July to September, within like 2 months. 2 million copies. Which is phenomenal for Pikmin fans. Excuse me. Oh, geez. I have like mucus. Sorry. Which is phenomenal for Pikmin fans. You have the best-selling game in just 2 months. I think, yeah, just over 2 months, actually. Yeah, wait, August? Yeah, just over 2 months there, okay? Almost 3 million. If you pull some strings and do some rounding, that data was from September 30th. So as of now, I mean, that was only like a little over a month ago. As of now, maybe they're closing in on like 3 million. So call it maybe 3 million as of now, just to get that number as high as possible. And then that is all for the notable game sales that have been updated. However, we also have some other news, which is even bigger than what we just talked about, arguably. We have data on how many Nintendo Switch Online members there are, okay, guys? We actually got an update from Nintendo that we have, get ready, 38 million Nintendo Switch Online users. Now, that's a lot of freaking people. You're paying Nintendo at the very lowest for online, like, what's it, like $35 a month or somewhere around there? No. For one person, it's like way cheaper. You're paying, like, imagine the entry was $10. Imagine that. And you have 38 million. That's like $380 million every month or year, or, you know, whatever the case is, they're making freaking bank. Now, I don't know if that means 38 million, you know, like online memberships, or 38 million people are, like, you know, on family plans, and like some of that is like individual. I assume that's the case. Like that 38 million, like 8 of those guys are all on one membership. It's not like 38, you know, different memberships, I believe. So yeah, very, very cool. And there is a ton of Switch Online freebies. You have, well, you have online, you have NES games, SNES games. If you pay for the expansion pack, you have DLC, you have N64, you have Sega Genesis, you have Game Boy Advance, all the cool stuff. Switch Online is very worth it if you can get it. I recommend. Now, guys, it's a big occasion when we have any word from the Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa. This man is realistically not a man that you hear much from. I've heard that he's a very nice guy, but you don't hear much of him in the media. You hear him talk when there's sales updates, and that's exactly, you know, what we have now. When there's sales updates and number updates, we hear him speak. Otherwise, not very often. So, Shuntaro Furukawa has denied reports that the Switch 2 was shown to developers in private. Now, if you will remember, we talked about how there were, you know, reports that had come out about how the Switch 2, or, you know, whatever they're working on, was shown in private at Gamescom, which is a convention, to some other developers that are interested in making Switch 2 games. They were going to show it off so they, you know, give them a feel for what it's like and all that kind of stuff. However, the Nintendo president denies that ever even happened. Now, here's the thing. That does not immediately mean that whole Gamescom behind the scenes private showing didn't happen. I wouldn't be shocked if he's lying. Because here's the thing. We are in November. Christmas is next month. Holiday is next month, okay? The holiday season. Do you think the president of Nintendo, when trying to sell Switches this holiday, is going to say, yeah, actually, yeah, we are making a brand new one. It'll be out next year. Like, do you think he's gonna confirm that? If he confirms that, everyone's like, oh man, I'll just wait for the Switch 2. Obviously, they're showing it off. You know, I'm just gonna sit back and I'll buy that one when it comes out, because, you know, it obviously can't be too long from now, right? That's what people will do if they know that was actually legit. That's what they'll do. So he's obviously going to deny that. Now, he did give us a little bit more information on something else more recent. If you watched my podcast, which I believe was 2 episodes ago, we discussed how there was a Nintendo Switch 2 patent flying around that showed the Switch 2 concept from Nintendo that had detachable screens, was a dual screen, a full dual screen Switch, was a patent that was released from Nintendo. And we kind of thought, you know, some say patents are just put out there and are like scrapped projects, which kind of makes sense. But some people, including me partially, believe this is going to be the next Switch 2. However, Shuntaro Furukawa also said that the Switch 2 that has a detachable screen is also false. Now, he said that Nintendo knew that picture and patent of that, you know, detachable Switch was going to be public, and that does not necessarily mean they are going to use it. They all knew that we were all going to have a field day with that. They all knew that. And so they're saying, you know, that's out there, but we may or may not even use it. So don't get too hyped up on that. However, I will say, you cannot put that whole detachable screen thing out there and not come out with a better console than that. Like, they have to really make a better console then that whole, detachable screen, 3DS backwards compatibility, shabongle, right? They have to make a better console than that now. Because now we know that console was in their plans. How do you top that now with the actual Switch 2? If that's not it, you got to pull some strings, my friend. So that's some information from Shuntaro Furukawa, the Nintendo president over there in Japan. And those are also the updated sales numbers. Boom, bam, bop, bada, bang. You got your info. Now, we're going to move to some more Nintendo Switch. Not Switch, actually. Just more Nintendo stuff, all right? Guys, Nintendo has announced that they are working on a live-action Legend of Zelda movie. Okay? We gotta talk about it. We have to talk. Are you ready? This is gigantic news. Possibly the biggest news all year. I don't even know. Let's just run with it. Let me give you the whole rundown. I was recording today a podcast for the channel members. If you want to become a channel member, link down below. You can do that and get access to special podcast episodes, okay? I was recording a podcast for the members, and after that, I hit Twitter. I hit Twitter after, recording this podcast, and I see maybe like 8 tweets. Breaking. Legend of Zelda movie announced. And I'm like, what? I just missed all of this. And which is fine, because I'm not like a news YouTuber in the sense that I, report news immediately. I don't do that. I talk about news on here, but like not, I'm in no rush, which is nice. I don't like to be in a rush at all, because then I have to be like checking Twitter 24/7. I don't do that. So I hit Twitter, and I see these tweets from the Nintendo Japan account, okay? Let's read this tweet. Now, this first sentence had me rolling on the floor, okay? To the point where I thought Nintendo might be hacked, okay? Because you don't start a tweet like this, okay? So, the tweet starts off in English translation. This is Miyamoto. Dude, if Shigeru Miyamoto's talking, one, why is he on the Twitter? 2, why does he begin with, this is Miyamoto? As if it's like some walkie-talkie. Like, just right at the end, from Miyamoto. Like, why does he start with, this is Miyamoto? So here's what they said. Quote, this is Miyamoto. I have been working on the live-action film of the Legend of Zelda for many years now, with Avi Arad-san, who has produced many mega-hit films, and we'll go over what he did in a few minutes. I have asked Avi-san to produce this film with me, and we have now officially started the development of the film with Nintendo itself heavily involved in the production. It will take time until it's completion, but I hope you look forward to seeing it. And there's a whole press release on their website that I will link down below. But it's kind of this whole cluster squabble. It's also, so let me read you part of the press release, all right? This film will be produced by Shigeru Miyamoto, representative director and fellow of Nintendo, and Avi Arad, chairman of Arad Productions Inc., who has produced many mega-hit films. The film will be produced by Nintendo and Arad Productions Inc., and directed by Wes Ball. The film will be co-financed by Nintendo and Sony Pictures Entertainment Incorporated. With more than 50% financed by Nintendo, the theatrical distribution of the film will be done worldwide by Sony Pictures Entertainment Incorporated. Sony Pictures, huh? Okay. Well, this is interesting, okay? So now we know that a live-action film for Zelda is coming out, okay? Now, we don't know much, okay? We just know what I read. And that's just basically saying, hey, we're going to work on it. There's only one thing that I'll touch further on, and that's the fact that Miyamoto said he's been working on it for years. Now, I don't think that means like he's been planning it in his little diary with a lock on it. I don't think that's what he's been doing. I think what that means, and this is my speculation, I think that just means he's been trying to make it happen, or maybe he has planned it a little bit. I don't know. I would assume he's been trying to make it happen and wrote not movie plans, but like plans on how to do that, and has like been working on it for a few years, but not like making the movie for a few years, just working on getting it, happening, I would believe that's kind of where they were at, and now they're actually going to start writing the movie and getting actors and things like that. Cool beans. Now, I want to give you my thoughts on this entire thing, okay? I want to give you my thoughts. Because I don't know that this movie is the right option for Nintendo. Now, I'm going to say this, okay? There were some people who thought that the Super Mario Bros. Movie was going to be a big mistake, and it shouldn't happen, can't happen, should never happen, things like that. And it turned out to be phenomenal. I love it, you love it, it's great, right? The thing is, I don't think that Nintendo and live action go together. I don't think so. I don't really think that's how you would make a Nintendo movie. I think what they did with Mario was perfect. A very cool animated movie. I don't think if the Mario movie was live action, I don't think that it would have been as good. So here's the thing. If we go, I hope that I'm saying his name right. Avi Arad, not Arad. Avi Arad. Is that how you say it? Someone correct me. Okay. He's worked on Spider-Man movies, Iron Man. I'm scrolling through his Wikipedia. Yes, like so many Spider-Man, X-Men, Hulk, some real superhero stuff, okay? Which, honestly, looking at his resume and like what he's worked on, I feel like that could make him a good fit for a Zelda-type movie. A movie that has like battles in it, and a movie that has intense scenes in it. Now, let me go through a few reasons why this whole thing could be a mistake, which is in the title of the podcast. I think this might be a mistake. Here's why. When you talk about a Zelda movie, here's a couple things. Zelda games... Can I point something out? So here is a copy of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. A Mario movie was released. This game is rated E for everyone. I believe that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is rated 10 and up, okay? Which is fine. I'm not saying that, kids can't watch the Zelda movie. What I'm saying is, like, just already, off the surface, we know that Zelda is a bit of a darker franchise than, like, a good old Mario movie is. So, just off of that, I don't know that this will appeal to as many people as the Mario movie did, because everyone knows Mario. Like, you go anywhere and you ask someone if they know Mario, they're probably gonna say, yeah, my grandma knows who Mario is. My grandma probably doesn't know what Zelda is. I think it already has a bit of a less appeal. So here's what I would suggest, and I made a whole video about this like 6 months ago, when the rumor first began of a Zelda movie. I said, don't make a movie. Animated or not. Don't make a Zelda movie. Here's what you do. You are supposed to make, and if you watch that video, you know what I'm going to say. You need to make a Legend of Zelda anime series similar to Pokemon. Okay? Not only is it animated, which is how things should be, it's lower budget, and also, there's so much Legend of Zelda lore and references and things that you want to touch on that I don't know you will have the time to touch on in even like a 3-hour movie. I don't know that you can get to everything that you want to get to in a 3-hour movie for Legend of Zelda. Now, maybe, looking back at this podcast, I'm going to sound stupid and this movie will be phenomenal, okay? I'm willing to take my L. I'm so willing. I will happily take my L, because if I take the L, then the movie was phenomenal. So I get a win either way. But I think if you make an anime series, you can make seasons and have different things and have more time to do different things and go to different Zelda locations and have more Zelda characters and do way more in so much more time in like a total of like 50 hours like combined of episodes as opposed to like a 3-hour movie max. It might even be like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. Probably will. You don't have that kind of time in there, but you have time in an anime series, and it works great with Pokemon. People love the Pokemon anime stuff. Zelda, I think that's great. Just go back to the Philips CDI days when they were making Zelda animated stuff. Like, there you go. I think that's how you do it. Now, I don't know that Illumination would be the people to partner with for the animated Zelda film, but find somebody else. I don't know if live action is the way. Because here's the thing. I mean, in an anime series, Link doesn't have to speak if you really don't want him to. Link never really ever speaks. Like, there's a few cases, but not really anymore. Who is going to be the actor and voice actor for Link? Tom Holland? That's my candidate. I don't know. I'm just confuzzled, okay? This movie could be a mistake. I can see myself cringing at a live-action Zelda movie. I just can. Because here's why. There's so many, shades to the entire thing. Nintendo is a family-friendly audience. They're going to make lighthearted jokes. The only way this could work is if the movie was, a bit darker. Well, I shouldn't say only way that this can work, because Spider-Man would be fun. If it was similar to Spider-Man, that'd be better. But personally, I would like a Zelda movie that is similar to maybe, I don't want many Avengers stuff, a bit darker with the story and a bit darker with the battles and things like that. But it's because it has that, Nintendo label on it. I don't know that you can even do that. Because, it's Nintendo, it's family friendly. Yeah, we're going to add some lighthearted jokes and some fun, it's all goody fun. It's not the seriousness that the Zelda franchise needs. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, though. I think that you need to do an anime series. Because this live action movie thing, I don't know that I love. I think that, what's going to happen is I'm going to say, I don't love it. And the next thing you know, a trailer drops and I'm like, oh my gosh, greatest thing of all time. That's just my initial reaction. My feelings are subject to change. But currently, that's my thoughts. I will link the video down below where I go into further detail of why Zelda needs an anime series, not a movie. There's a link down below that says sources and links. Click that and you'll see it. Man, I don't know. Hopefully it's good. We gotta see. With that said, let's move on to the final segment of the day where we answer your questions that you have asked me. Are you ready? Let's go. That was some Disney Channel stuff. Let's go. All right, guys, you all have asked me, M Swizzle or Max. Call me Max. I mean, if you see me, M Swizzle is fine. M Swizzle is phenomenal. But you can call me Max. Get that personal level going, all right? So, you all have asked me questions on my YouTube community tab and on Discord for me to answer on the podcast. Now, if you want to ask a question, there are 2 ways to do so. This week was the only exception, but normally, every single Wednesday on my YouTube community tab, you will see a post from me that says, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast. Comment down below some questions." Every Wednesday, you will see a post like that, and then comment your question right in there. Comment it down below, and I might just answer it on the show. You can either do that, or if you don't want to wait until next Wednesday, you might forget, or you have a question that you don't want to forget, feel free to join my Discord server. Link down below. It is going to be in the description. You can go in there, create a Discord account if you need to. Discord is a big chat room that you can, talk to everyone who likes this channel and this podcast. They're all in there. You can talk to them. And there's a channel in there called Ask M Swizzle. You can go to that channel and ask me any question that you want. All right? Bam. Now, if you are asking questions and you're like, man, I can't get my question answered, feel free to become a channel member. Channel members get guaranteed question asking. Now, I don't believe that any have asked a question this week. However, I will check again, but I don't believe that any channel members have asked any questions. No, none have. So let's go ahead. Let's run with the first question from Kerbo7762. If Nintendo releases Tomodachi Life for the Switch, you know that they will add a new feature to make it unique like most of their other ports. That being said, in your opinion, what would be the best feature to add to Tomodachi Life 2? That's tough. Best new feature to add to Tomodachi Life 2 to make it different. Do you know what? I think I will give you online play. Online play. Online play. Imagine this. You're Tomodachiing, you're creating your Miis. Now, what if you can go to a special island or something cool with your friend who also has a Mii? What if you can, take a trip over to your friend's Tomodachi Life Island or whatever? What if you can go and play some mini games with your friends? I think some online play function would be cool, especially because so many different Nintendo games have them nowadays. Like Mario Wonder has the first online support for a 2D Mario game like that. You're seeing more online play. I think that's why you add to Tomodachi Life 2 to make it a bit more fun for everyone, and it obviously encourages your friends to buy the game with you, even if it's as small as transferring Miis or mini games or something like that. I think that online play would be phenomenal. Then intergalactic content. What do you think will be the craziest collab Nintendo could ever do? Hypothetically. Gotcha. Honestly, realistically, Xbox. Could you imagine the day that Nintendo and Xbox collab? In a sense that Mario comes to the Xbox, that kind of collab. That would make, excuse me, that would make serious waves. If Mario came to Xbox or something like that, that would be insane. So I think it's Xbox, because I could say, yeah, they should collab with this shoe company. Realistically, Nintendo and Xbox would make the most waves in the whole gaming world. And that's just raps, right? Now, LJW Wevent 8727. Hard to read username. If you could see a crossover game between any two Nintendo franchises, what would that be? I guess my two favorites, Animal Crossing. I was going to say Mario, which is my favorite, but I think what would be more interesting is Animal Crossing and Splatoon. Now, they have done a slight crossover. For example, in Animal Crossing New Leaf, there are Splatoon, focused villagers and Splatoon items and things like that, right? But I'm talking about, if they were to cross over as in, you can play as Tom Nook in Splatoon. That's what I mean. If you could play as Tom Nook in Splatoon, bro, that's a fire game right there. That is a fire game. That's sick, right? So, if that would ever happen, that'd be great. Bro, I would pay DLC money for that. I already have the Splatoon 3 DLC, and it barely even does anything yet. But I would pay good money for a Tom Nook character in Splatoon 3. But yeah, once again, they have already done a slight crossover in terms of Animal Crossing stuff. But a full-on Splatoon thing would be awesome. Salmon's Animations asks, do you think that the Donkey Kong Country series will make a comeback on the Nintendo Switch? That's tough. Because here's the thing. Nintendo keeps on, reassuring us there are going to be new titles releasing, as the years, move on. So like next year will probably still be a big year for Switch. We have Paper Mario, we have Luigi's Mansion, we have Princess Peach, we have Mario vs. Donkey Kong. We have a lot of cool stuff next year. Like, we went into this year, 2023, not knowing what was really in store. Then all of a sudden, they're releasing Mario RPG, they're releasing Mario Wonder. So what I'm saying is, like, we don't have to know about Donkey Kong until like next summer. Because they announced Mario Wonder last summer and of this year. So they could just drop Donkey Kong next summer in a direct and release it that year. I say that I say that to say, you know, he could arrive anytime. So with that said, do I think there will be a new Donkey Kong Country game on the Switch? It's so 50-50. I'm gonna say, if I had to put money on it, man, I'd say yeah, for sure. Even if it's a dual release with Switch and Switch 2, like even if they drop it on both consoles, I do think that we do see a brand new Donkey Kong game on the Switch. Once again, even if it's a dual release, because like if the Switch 2 comes out next year, but Donkey Kong comes out in October and the Switch 2, comes out in September, I think that it could be a little dual release on both consoles. However, Nintendo has kind of made it a goal, not like a serious goal, but a pattern to kind of put one of everything on the Switch. We have a new 2D Mario, we have a Mii game, we have, of course, new Kirby, we have, of course, new Animal Crossing, we have, of course, new WarioWare, kind of like one of just everything. So Donkey Kong is one of the only ones that we haven't even checked off yet. So yes, I do think that Donkey Kong Country will make a return to the Switch, or some like mainline Donkey Kong. It might not be Country, but just some mainline, fresh Donkey Kong game. Yep. Amy the Brawler asks, do you think the Switch 2 could unfortunately be another Wii U situation? I did think that. So when we were just hearing about Switch 2, we were just kind of like the whole thing was just kind of, how are they going to make it different? Like, it's just going to be another Switch, but more powerful. I think if they release something that looks just like this, like very similar to what I'm holding, which is a Switch OLED. If it looks just like this, I don't think that it sells well, and I think that it could be a Wii U thing. However, if they were to release something similar to what we discussed in that patent, where there's detachable screens and it's dual screen, there's two screens. If they do that, it obviously is a brand new console that will sell well. But I will say yes if it looks just like that Switch, because that's all it needs. Call it whatever you want. If it looks like that Switch right there, it could be wraps. It could be Wii U. It needs to look seriously different and have a different name. That's what I think. And then M Swizzle Enthusiast 2 asks, do you think that the next Nintendo console will be similar to past Nintendo consoles like the 3DS or Wii? The only one that I can see it being similar to is the 3DS. Like, if they went with a dual screen approach, it could be like the 3DS in a way that it has two screens and it can play 3DS games. But I don't think that it'll ever be exactly like either of those again. Because once you make a hybrid console, you can't really go back. So 3DS is full on handheld. They can't make a full on handheld now. Wii is fully TV, TV mode. They can't go back and make a TV only console now. So I don't think that it'll be just like either one of those, but it'll have some elements from them. Like if it has a dual screen, it'll be similar to 3DS. If it, of course, has a dock, which it should, it'll be similar to Wii in that way. And then, the Joy-Cons are motion controls and things like that. So I think it'll be similar to them, but nowhere like recognizable or like, comparable. That's what I think. And then Nick asks, why and how did you start YouTube? That's a fun one. I tell this story, here and there, but for those who don't know, So I've had my like fair share of like trying out YouTube over like, you know, the past few years, as in like the last 10 years. I've had like my fair share of like, yeah, let's just, you know, start a YouTube channel, and then I quit. But this channel, I began, it says that I created it in 2015. I didn't begin until like 2020, yes. I saw these guys on YouTube making like Animal Crossing fishing tutorials, and I was like, you know what? I can do that. Like, they're getting so many views. I was like, I can for sure do that. One thing led to the next. I'm making Animal Crossing fish tutorials on, you know, how to catch this fish. My first video was how to catch a goldfish in New Horizons. And I went off that. I began to make Animal Crossing content. Then I switched over to general Nintendo content, and now we're here. Fun times. That's kind of why I started, though. And I've always wanted to like be a YouTuber in a sense, and I kind of thought, you know, that was my way through Animal Crossing. And it worked out. What can I say? Joseph asks, out of all the great games this year, example, Pikmin 4, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, what was your favorite? Man. It's for sure between Pikmin 4 and Mario Wonder. Here's the thing, I have not yet beaten Mario Wonder. I am on World 5. However, I honestly think, I very seriously think, without having, you know, beaten Mario Wonder yet, the ending could be like could blow my mind. But as of right now, I think Pikmin 4 is my favorite game of this year. And that sounds insane to say because, you know, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom came out, and that was phenomenal. I loved it. But I think that Pikmin 4 was something different, man. Pikmin 4 was my favorite. The fact that I could play it for so long, and of course, same thing with Zelda. Zelda's a long game. But Pikmin 4, I put like 55 hours into. I took my sweet time. There's so many different modes. You have Dandora, you have the basic adventure travel, go to all these locations. You have the night expeditions. You have so much cool stuff in that game. And that was like my comfort game for a while. I mean, comfort game is a big phrase. More so like the game that I would just come home to. I would finish my YouTube stuff, and I'm like, all right, let's play a game. Pikmin 4 was like my go-to. I loved it so much kind of game. Pikmin 4 was phenomenal. Yeah. Easily top 3 favorite Switch games. And definitely favorite from this year. Unless Mario Wonder blows my mind. Which, I mean, it already has, but like, more than Pikmin 4? I don't know. Because I also rate games on like my experience with them. Mario Wonder, I'd say it is like top 4 Switch games. Right behind Pikmin 4. But, yeah, Pikmin 4 was just, it just hit very, very different for me. I say Pikmin 4. Then, finally, final question. Legally an Idiot 64. That is the username. Asks, which Nintendo franchise needs a new entry? I mean, I want to say Animal Crossing, but it just got one like almost 4 years ago. It wasn't developed by Nintendo fully, but Chibi Robo by Skip Limited, I believe, is who makes it. That needs one more shot, man. Chibi Robo. You don't... Here's the thing. If you make a brand new Chibi Robo game, you don't make it like how you made Chibi Robo Ziplash. Because most people did not like Chibi Robo Ziplash. You make it like how you made the GameCube Chibi Robo. If you don't know, guys, you might think that Chibi Robo is some terrible franchise. You're wrong. It was good at one point. It was very, very good. It was good on the GameCube. The GameCube Chibi Robo was phenomenal, I thought. Go back to your roots. Go back to GameCube Chibi Robo. Here's the only problem. Because you made Ziplash, and because Scott the Wise exists, the whole name is ruined. Chibi Robo is ruined. I mean... And by the way, that was no shade to Scott. That was only love. I think this game blow, like that was funny. I just didn't want it to like come off bad. That sounded bad after I had said it. No, Chibi Robo has a dead name now, but I think that it needs another shot. I do. It was fun. It was very, very fun. Now it's just dead, which sucks. But that is it, guys, for the Mario Matter Nintendo podcast. I hope that you all enjoyed our Zelda talk, our news talk, our answering of your questions talk, all the cool stuff. I'll be back next Saturday, which is going to be the 18th of November. We will discuss. We're talking about Mario RPG. We'll have some thoughts on that next episode. We'll have some. No, I can't think of much other like predictable news. But next week we're bringing you all the news, Mario RPG stuff, all the cool stuff. With that said, on your way out, please leave us a phenomenal rating on Spotify or Apple if you're on one of the platforms. If you're on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe if you have not already, and comment down below if you can on your podcasting platform. Comment down below. Comment the word Louie, who is from Pikmin, right here. Comment Louie if you watched all the way through. I would appreciate it. And comment down below what your favorite Switch game of this year was so far. Obviously, we still have Mario RPG, but you're probably already decided. I'm stealing that one question from Joseph. What was your favorite Switch game from the year? Let me know. But with that said, I'll see you all next Saturday, the 18th of November, 2023. See you soon. Adios.